was mine too, till I met you. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The old made new, yeah. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness to your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness to your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is the air I'm breathing. I have a future, eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day.
Good morning to you all again, and happy Friday. It is such a pleasure to worship and learn with you on this beautiful fall day, and I would just invite you to continue singing with us.
I count on one thing, the same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the waiting. The same God that's never late is working all things out. You're working all things out. Yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will bless your name. Yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Yes, I will. I count on one
Would you pray with me this morning? Dear God, I thank you so much for so many things about who you are. Lord, thank you for your grace and your love and your mercy and how you draw us to be your own and how you invite us to not only be forgiven by you, but to have a relationship with you. And thank you that you are faithful to us, no matter how faithful or not faithful we are to you, God. You are continually there for us. I pray that you would just help us to find rest this weekend, and I pray that you would help us to have open hearts to learn from the message today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Your journey begins now.
Good morning. Today I have the pleasure of introducing our chapel speaker, Mariah Price. This is Mariah's senior year, and she serves as our student body chaplain, and she leads our gospel choir. In the last 3 years, she has served on the chapel team, on the Black Student Association team, and as the BSA president. Mariah has become one of my closest friends, and I know I could not have tackled the craziness of college without her. She is intentional in her relationships, honest, wise, and willing to put others before herself. I am constantly amazed at how deeply she cares for people and how she always shows them that care. Mariah has helped me become a better friend every day by being a great example. To be Mariah's friend means that you are loved well, and I am blessed to have experienced her friendship. Please help me in welcoming Mariah Price.
Kirsten, you're going to make me cry. Good morning, guys. Take a moment and close your eyes. Think about your best friend. What is it that makes them your best friend? Is it because they're always there for you? Is it because they give you good advice? Do they drag you out for random excursions? I personally enjoy my friends' company. I love that we can literally hang out and do nothing sometimes and still have fun. There was once a time, I think last year, I was just having a rough day, just the worst day. I was overstressed with class and just responsibilities. And my friends and I got together and we studied and watched Family Feud all night long. And you're probably like, okay, that sounds a little boring. But to me, it was just a breath of fresh air to just be able to be with them and just to pause for a second. But what exactly makes a friend a friend? I mentioned some high points and some things that I enjoy about my friends, but what about the difficulty of friendship? What happens when your friends are draining you because you feel you're being more of a friend to them than they are to you? Or what about that constant argument you just can't seem to get over? Do you stop being friends with them? Is that just a part of friendship? It's ironic that I'm speaking about friendship today because I'm at a point in my adulting journey, see what I did there? Where, among other things, I'm just trying to figure it out. Recently, I've been at a crossroads with the idea of cutting people off. In a society where you hear things like, if people don't want to be in your life, let them go. How do I have that attitude with my friend? Is that even a wise thing to do? Am I being a terrible friend by not extending them grace for the mistakes that they make? Or is what they do or say non-negotiable and it's absolutely imperative to cut them off or end a friendship with them? I've come to learn that friendships are perfectly imperfect. While there are really fun times, really great moments, there may also be messy times. Some moments in your friendship will make you feel closer than ever, and some moments will make you feel like you're far apart. I didn't experience true friendship until I got to Grace. In high school, my friendships were very surface level. I was overcome with the idea that friends like the same things you do. Friends don't argue, friends don't disagree, friends always have fun, and you never have a low point. I still had some learning to do. Each year at Grace taught me something different about friendship. Freshman year, I learned about how loyalty impacted friendship. Sophomore year, I learned how friendships come and go. Junior year, I started learning how to be a better friend, and this year, I am still learning that. Some things about friendships I had to learn the hard way through the ugliness of it all. Sitting back with hurt feelings with those hard and tough conversations. Again, it wasn't until my years here at Grace that I came to the terms with what kind of friend I wanted, what to look for in a friend, and the idea of what a wise friend is. So this morning, I'll be sharing with you a message about what characteristics to look for in a friend. Choosing your friends wisely is important because friends are important and they help you with your life journey. So again, this morning, I'm going to lay out some of those characteristics. This will be both an opportunity to consider how we're doing as a friend, so to do some kind of self-reflection, and also to consider the friends we've allowed to influence our lives. Proverbs 29:11 says, "A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back." I want to talk about the phrase feeling some type of way, or how emotions show up in friendships. The term feeling some type of way is a term that I use often, funny enough, when it comes to describing my friendship situations or conflicts. What I like about it is feeling some type of way can be used to describe any situation. For example, just walk with me. You tell your friend how much you want Chick-fil-A. You talk about it all week. You don't want Alpha. You don't want Subco because it's still called Subco. You don't want Westy. You don't want any of the campus food. You want Chick-fil-A. You want a spicy chicken sandwich with a large waffle fry and a sweet tea. So you take a nap one day and you wake up and you see Chick-fil-A bags in the trash. Your friend went to Chick-fil-A without you. Are you ready for this? Their excuse was they didn't want to wake you up. Really? Kirsten, you better not ever do that. You didn't even bring me anything back. Now you're feeling some type of way. Do you get the premise of the phrase? So let's paint a more practical picture. You confide in a friend and tell him or her that you're struggling academically and you might just fail a class. How do you keep your cool when that same friend tells the rest of your friend group something that you told them in confidence? You may be overcome with anger, you may be hurt, your trust in that friend may waver. How do you remain calm through that? The honest answer is you may not be able to. In fact, you have the right to be angry or upset, especially at your friend who went to Chick-fil-A without you. You ever get so mad you can feel yourself getting hot? Your leg might start to shake. You may have to take a few deep breaths because you feel like you're about to lose it. The truth is we're not all exempt from moments like that. In fact, you may go through something this week that makes you feel some type of way. But in those moments, I want you to meditate on Proverbs 29:11, which urges us to be careful with our anger and not to lash out. Some of us, I know I can, benefit from at least like 5 to 10 minutes of going into one of those rec rooms that you can go in with a sledgehammer and just mess stuff up. It may feel good to lash out in the moment, but in the end, it won't be any good. When we consider the idea of wise friends, the way we speak to our friends is key. The power of words is important to take into consideration. If I could be transparent, this is an idea that I remind myself of often. I'm not sure if my friends can attest to this, but I'm the type of friend, if you come to me for advice most times, or, I'm just gonna be that friend that will tell you straight up and try not to really sugarcoat it. But what I have to understand is, although sometimes my friends need that straight right away answer, I still need to speak lovingly to them. I spoke about feelings and the way we should deal with ours, but I think it's important also to consider our friends' feelings. The way you communicate with your friend feeds into the way you will make them feel. So let's say there's a situation where your friend is making a bad decision. It doesn't sit right with you, you don't feel good about it, and as a friend, you're not gonna sit back and watch them make a huge mistake. You may be thinking, what is wrong with you? Why don't you see that this is not okay? As my friend Jordan would say, what is not clicking? In those moments, though, I want you to meditate on Proverbs 15:1, which says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. It's important, though, to tell yourself, this is my friend and I love them. I may not be okay with the things they're choosing to do, but I will still speak lovingly to them. It's not easy, but maybe instead of saying everything that comes to mind, maybe explore how you can communicate what you want to say without diminishing your message or hurting your friend's feelings, which leads me to my next point. A wise friend tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So while being loving in your approach to be honest with your friends, it's even more important that you aren't telling them what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. There's a difference between the two. We want to hear, you will be successful, you will have all A's this semester. But what we need to hear is, you need to get in the library and study in order to get those A's for the rest of this semester. Or in order to be successful, you have to work hard. The problem with telling a friend what they want to hear is they aren't pushed to grow. Telling them what they want to hear sounds nice, it sounds pretty, it sounds easy, it makes your friend comfortable. So it may sting a little when you tell your friend the truth. They may give you the evil eye for the rest of the day, or look at you upside your head and not like you. But if you love them, the best thing for you to do is tell them the truth. Your friend might not like it in the moment, but when the smoke clears, they'll appreciate you for being honest. We conceal the truth because we want to avoid conflict. Conflict makes us uncomfortable. But ask yourself, is it more important to be favorable in your friend's eyes and comfortable, or for you to help your friend grow? We also have to be willing to accept those hard truths. So be able to dish them out and be honest with your friend, but also be able to accept when they're giving you hard truths. I don't always have the right answers. I don't always, do things right. So I appreciate when my friends are able to look at me and be truthful with me. A wise friend knows the balance between tough love and honest love. This looks like being able to have that uncomfortable or hard conversation with your friend without sugarcoating it, but not enabling them. So we talk about sugarcoating. Some of you are being pink starburst to your friends when you need to be a little bit of a Sour Patch Kid, just a little bit. I asked my friend her opinion on how I handle a situation, thinking my friend would affirm me and say, yes, that was great, you did this good. She was actually brutally honest with me. She told me that my intentions were good, but I was wrong. Now, I was taken aback a little bit, feeling some type of way, but I didn't allow myself to go there because I realized she's my friend. What else was she supposed to do? Was she supposed to lie to me? Was she supposed to let me just continue going about my day doing things the way I do them? No, she did exactly what she should have done as my friend. Do you have a friend who you go to with anything and they'll tell you what you need to hear? They don't trample on your feelings, but they do tell you the truth straight up. So a wise friend tells you what you need to hear. You know what else a wise friend does? A wise friend avoids drama. This one. As I was preparing for this message and this particular point of the message, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say about drama besides it's bad and it just shouldn't be in friendships. End of the story. But let's be honest. Can I be honest? Drama is common in relationships. Not to say that it's okay, but it happens. I think drama stems from a bigger deficit in how people communicate and how people handle conflict. Anyone a fan of reality TV shows? Okay. I am as well. And my favorite reality TV show is Catfish. You can ask my friends, that's all we watch. I won't get into too much detail about the show, but basically 2 guys get emails from people who think they're being catfished, which means that you're in a romantic relationship or situationship with somebody, and they may or may not be telling you the truth about who they are. I hope that made sense. The show is somewhat of a guilty pleasure of mine because I just enjoy the drama, the thrill of finding out who the mystery person is at the end. It's thrilling. However, with your friends, you have to be careful with how you communicate and not get carried away with the thrill of drama. So, okay, Catfish, what's the point? Just like the TV show, drama and gossip sucks us in. But that's reality TV. Let's talk about real life. Proverbs 16:28 says, "A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends." Ask yourself, what about your friendships? Are they thriving off drama like a TV show? Are you waiting for the next drama-filled bomb to drop? Unfortunately, some people thrive off of drama and gossip. There are people who are bonded by toxicity, toxic situations, toxic people, and toxic relationships. You ever heard of the phrase, misery loves company? So we have to be careful not to make negativity in our friends' business conversation pieces. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." Friendships require honesty and vulnerability. So be honest with your friend. If you're offended by something they said, it doesn't fix the problem by talking bad about that friend to the next friend. Our pride swells when we feel wronged. That pride will stop you from being vulnerable and honest when you're feeling some type of way and admitting that you're feeling some type of way or you're offended. If you're taking notes, take this one down. Pride impairs honest vulnerability. The hurt and the damage that comes from gossip can destroy friendships. James 3:6-8 says, "The tongue also is fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole person, sets the whole course of its life on fire, and itself set on fire by hell. No man can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. Gossip is like a fire. No matter how much you try to put it out, the more you gossip, the more you talk, the more you whisper, the more you have those conversations, you're only adding more fuel to the fire. So before you say anything, think about your words carefully. A wise friend avoids drama and gossip. So we've looked at general characteristics of a wise friend. We've looked at how the power of words affect friendships. Now let's look at how actions speak louder than words, or how they should speak louder than words in friendships. What you do carries more than what you say. Doing is better than just speaking. Your actions are more significant than your words. Better to do something rather than just talk. No matter how you say it or phrase it, the message will remain the same. A wise friend shows you they are a good friend rather than just saying that they are. When I left campus in the spring, I wasn't able to pack up my room, so when campus shut down, all of my things were still here. And you know what one of my friends did for me? She packed up everything I owned and moved it to her house. That's a real friend because I have a lot of stuff. She could have done something better with her day. She could have done something more important with her time. But no, she sacrificed a whole day and came through for me as a friend and showed me that she was there. She showed me that day what she meant by, if you need anything, let me know. So if you call yourself a true friend, then be true. Be true to your word. Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. So who's there for you in your times of adversity? Are you by your friend's side during their times of adversity? We live in a world that associates friendship with social media, but can your real friends say that you show up for them beyond social media? Are you present, or is your mind elsewhere when your friend needs you? Do you have a listening ear? Do you remain a friend even when your friendships share a different life experience or worldview? A wise friend lifts you up. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Similar to how a wise friend will tell you what you need to hear, a wise friend also will encourage you to be your best self. She introduced me today, and I introduced her yesterday, and she did a great job speaking. But Kirsten is that friend for me. She's one of my biggest cheerleaders. She encourages me and pushes me outside of my comfort zone. She doesn't have a problem getting me together and giving me some hard truths. Likewise, as her friend, I strive to do the same. So the verse says, iron sharpens iron. Whenever I think about this verse, I think of two swords striking against each other, and every time they strike, they get sharper. The opposite illustration to me, just walk with me, paint the picture, is a pencil sharpener and a pencil. A sharpened pencil will always be at its sharpest. Meanwhile, the pencil sharpener will remain merely just a regular sharpener that has no use besides sharpening pencils. The same way this illustration goes is the same way a one-sided friendship goes. Wise friends sharpen each other. This can't be a one-sided exchange. This can't be a one-sided exchange. Again, for the people in the back, this can't be a one-sided exchange. So ask yourself, who is the iron sharpening your iron? So while a wise friend lifts you up, you are the company you keep. Proverbs 13:20 says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So one day, a farmer was shooting at a flock of pesky crows. He didn't see his extroverted parrot flying amongst them. After firing a few shots, he walked over to the fallen birds and was surprised to see his parrot wounded with a broken wing. When the father's children saw what happened, they asked him, Dad, what happened? And the farmer simply replied, bad company. You may be thinking, well, I know what I'm doing. My friends don't run me. It's not that deep. I'm my own person. I am an individual. Okay. No matter how smart you are, how spiritually grounded you are, how focused you are, how individualistic you are, or mature you are, if you surround yourself with those who are not on the same trajectory as you, you will struggle. The influence your friends have will definitely affect you in some way. So what does your circle say about you? Do the people you surround yourself with directly reflect who you are as a person? You are the company you keep. So we covered much ground today. We looked at some general characteristics of a wise friend. We looked at how a wise friend handles their emotions healthily without lashing out. We saw a wise friend who speaks with love and tells you what you need to hear and avoids drama and gossip. A wise friend will do what they say, and their actions will always match their words. A wise friend will be the iron that sharpens your iron while you sharpen them. And wise friends attract wise friends. I just want to reiterate, good friendships, true friendships are so important, especially in college, right? These are some of the closest friends you'll probably ever form. You're looking at friends who will graduate with you, go on girls' trips with you, and guys' trips. You'll celebrate together. These friends will be in your wedding, maybe. The point is, friends are important because they are with you on your journey through life. Friendships require honesty and vulnerability. It's okay to be vulnerable in friendships. I know this can be difficult because vulnerability requires trust, and trust is built over time. Here's another thing to take down if you're taking notes, which I hope you're taking notes, at least mental notes. True friendship consists of unconditional love, undying loyalty, and unending commitment. So search your friend group. Search your best friends, your homies, your sisters. Search yourself. Does unconditional love exist there? Undying loyalty? How about unending commitment? Proverbs 18:24 says, "One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." I like this version better. It says, "Some friends don't help, but a true friend is closer than your own family." As I close, I don't want you to take from this, I'm encouraging you to cut some friends off. I simply want you to be diligent when it comes to who you allow in your life and call your friend. You can have all the friends in the world, all the followers and likes on Instagram, all the notoriety around campus, all the status at your job or career. But one true, loyal friend will outnumber them all. So as you go throughout this year, this may be your first year, second year, third year, or last year, I want you to think about the friends you've made thus far. While it's important to take into mind what I'm speaking on or sharing with you, I also encourage you to invest in those friendships. Hang out, have fun, watch Family Feud all night. As I mentioned earlier, I've made some of my best friends being here at Grace. I can say that because not only are they friends to me, but they've taught me what friendship looks like and how they teach me how to be a good friend. Sometimes we're telling each other hard truths, and sometimes we're praying together. Sometimes my stomach hurts from laughing so hard, and sometimes we need a cry session. I love my friends, and I'm grateful that God has blessed me with mine because friends are a blessing. Now, let's take a few moments of silence. Close your eyes. You're probably like, okay, Mariah, are we doing yoga or what? But just bear with me. So just do a few moments of self-inventory. Every second I'm going to ask, or every few seconds I'll ask a guiding question. What kind of friend am I? Is my friend sharpening me a little more than I sharpen them? Are we sharpening each other? Are my actions and my words pointing my friend to God? Have I been a kind friend? Am I walking with the wise? Do I have a friend that tells me what I need to hear instead of what I want to hear, but in a loving way? Am I an honest friend who will tell my friends what they need to hear? It's important to note again, Friends have significant influence over us. You guys can open your eyes, by the way. Just as your friends have influence over you, the number one influence in our lives should be Jesus. In John 15:15, Jesus calls us his friends. So no matter how great our friendships are, or no matter how bad we've had them, let us be reminded that Jesus is the closest thing we'll have or ever know to be a friend. Let's look to him for guidance in navigating through this journey we call friendship. Let's pray. Dear God, we just thank you. We thank you for the beautiful, perfect, imperfect thing that we call friendship. I ask that you would just be with us and guide us through decisions and when it comes to who we call our friends, who we surround ourselves with, who we allow to have influence over us. Thank you that friendships are a blessing, and thank you that friendships can be sometimes hard and teach us lessons that we have to go through and learn the hard way. I pray that throughout the rest of our experience here at Grace and the rest of this year, you will just allow us to constantly meditate on who we call our friends and what and how we're being as a friend to our friends. Be with us, I pray. It's in Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, guys, so the QR code is up here. Also, if you guys want to give us some feedback out there on the desk, you can write down some feedback for chapel, like what you love about chapel, what you kind of don't like about chapel, and we'll give you some Capri Suns. So happy Friday. Thank you, guys.